So before we even start our March garden tour, I want to welcome you all to the farmers market. Let's go ahead and let's get started. So excited about my sign that I got off Amazon, and then the two arbors that my husband put up. So I told one of our subscribers I had to tell her this story. I am thankful that my husband definitely put up both of the arbors, but we have to, okay, let me rephrase that. I have to go back and kind of build up and level it off, and I will go back. It's not level. And so this is the funny part. I told my husband, I was like, Chris, I appreciate it. This is not level. And he was like, yes, it is. I was like, no, come back and look. I said, it looks nice. I'm loving it, but it's not level. So he told me it ain't gonna get no leveler than that. So 2 anchors did come with the, 2 anchors came with the arbors. So I'm just gonna build it up and level it off again, and then I'll let him anchor it down. But I just think they look so fitting. And then when I saw this farmers market sign, because this is what I really am trying to create, just a place where I can be able to grow vegetables and flowers and share them with family and friends. And I'm just super excited because I've really started kicking it up as far as planting, y'all. I can remember when I started, I'm gonna walk down here and we're gonna get started with the tour. But I can remember when we first moved in this house, and I think I started with maybe 2 small raised beds. I call this the old portion of the garden. It wasn't even that big. It may have been about probably 2 raised beds, and that was it. And then now I've just expanded, and so I'm going to keep expanding. I'm thinking about putting some raised beds in the middle, but I told you that here you got to kind of do stuff little by little. You just can't go all out and do it at one time. That's not how it works here. So we won't be long because I'm giving myself a 4-hour limit to stay outside today, and then I have to go in and do some things inside. But make sure you follow me on Instagram because I put on some of my stories some quick tips when I'm out in the garden doing things. So that's a good place to kind of find me over on every day. And also, guys, today is the last day for the David Austin giveaway. If you have not entered, I will make sure that I link that video so you can see all the rules. But you have to go over on Instagram and comment on the post, like the post, tag 2 people, tell me your favorite rose color for you to be entered. So today is the last day for that. So I want to share with you guys about the onions, and I did put on Instagram where I will put this on my video, but these are the onions that I planted from seed. I got the seed from Baker's Creek, and this bed right here is Gabrielle onions. And so we planted them, I want to say late October, November of last year. And then we got them in the ground as little tiny, just one little stick coming up. I soil blocked them. But once everything starts growing, you guys, I just want to show you how I do. I'm quite sure there's several ways to do it, but once they start growing, this is a good one. I left it for you all so I can give you a demo here. Once they start bulbing up like this, what I like to do is, first of all, when they start back growing, is what they call side dressing it. And an older guy gave me like a name to go look for at the garden center, but they didn't have it, so I side dress it with bone meal. And if you see, this is a picture of an onion because this is going to make it bulb up. So I side dressed it maybe back in February, so I did it again yesterday. But then what I also do once they start bulbing up is I'll take my hand and I'll they call it, oh gosh, I can't think of it, y'all. They call this something. But basically, I'm just kind of removing some of the soil and giving it some air and just creating like a little well, because I want it to like keep growing but kind of sit on the surface. So I just come in, I think they call ringing it or something like that. Okay, let me stop babbling on. But this is what I do. So I go ahead and I just kind of move it like this, and you see how it's sitting up so that it can keep growing. And you'll know when onions are done because the tops are gonna flop over. And actually last year some of mine started going to seed, but the top flopped over. I pulled them when they were ready, and then I also let them cure for about 2 weeks under our side patio by the room. But this is basically what I am doing. And you can do this. I've seen people do it like with a old butter knife. You could do it like that. So I'm just doing that so that they can continue to bulb up and get really nice. Okay, so that's enough with the onions. So those are the onions, and then like I say, go ahead and side dress it with bone meal and you'll have some nice sized onions. I only grew red onions last year, but it was just amazing. So my echinacea is coming back. I had one right here. I saw like one little leaf. I guess it's a little bit slower. So we got echinacea right here and over there that is coming back up. And then our bay leaf plant is growing really well. We're getting new leaves. And what I did yesterday is, if you remember the fig tree that we got online, so that was really small when we got it. So I just kind of put it in one of the pots that I took from another flower. So this is the Violet de Bordeaux fig. So we repotted that. This is going to be its home for a while because they grow real fast. I had 2 figs before and was lazy one year when it got cold and didn't bring it in, so both of them died. I'm not even gonna lie on myself like that. That's what happened. So I also put on Instagram, you guys, and after this video I'm gonna go get a net, but I'm gonna link the video because if you remember, we cleaned out the bed, we put down diatomaceous earth, we put down berry tone, gave it a good layer of compost. So I want to bring your attention, ever since we did that, y'all, look at all of the strawberries that are coming on. Now, like I said, I'm going to have to go ahead and get my net that you sit over here because I know the birds are going to try to get to it before I do. And then we also have our bee balm coming back nice. I am about to get ready to direct sow in here. This is where our cabbage was. We pulled it up. Y'all, it was so good. It was Savoy cabbage. We pulled those up and we sauteed them. I didn't get a chance to make sauerkraut. I got 2 more in the refrigerator now, and I'm just trying to figure out which direction I want to go. So let's go ahead and let's move along, because basically what we're doing is we are transitioning from the fall garden over to the spring/summer garden. Y'all, I keep leafing off of these greens and they just keep multiplying. And this is what I did want to tell you. Hold on real quick. So our celery is doing good. I gave it a good dose of the fish fertilizer, but the celery is doing good too. And this is our other set of onions over here that I got to come and side dress as well and get those going, because they're not going as fast as the Gabrielle onions. And again, this is just the fall/winter garden. We're going to do some cleanup in here and freeze some greens and different things like that. But every year I take a couple of plants and I let them go to seed. Last year we took bok choy, we let it go to seed. So this is what the mustards, these are mustards. This is what the mustards are doing now. And then we also have some mustards that are over here that we're letting go to seed. So as the weeks begin to go by, you'll start seeing little seed pods on there, and you wait till they dry. And what I do is I cut them off and put them in a brown paper bag, and just like shake the seeds in there. So that's that. We got some lavender that is coming on into bloom. So this is what I do to my perennials. Once I see that they're starting to grow, as I go in, I either put garden tone or plant tone on them and give them a little good compost around it just to get them started off right. So that is what we're going to be working on over the next few weeks. This is like a miniature sweet pea plant that I got seeds for, and let me tell y'all, it's out of control. I know that they trail, but the package said these are like a miniature version. They're really cute, really sweet, like not tasting, but they smell sweet, because these are the ones you don't eat. These are poisonous, but they smell so good, y'all. But they're out of control. I came out here one Saturday, untangled all of this stuff, tried to get it to trail up this little trellis, and it just does what it wants to. But the flowers smell really, really sweet. So I see why they call them sweet peas. And hopefully, like this one right here, and remember, this is the flower. This is not the one that you eat. I'm gonna let a few go to seed, and we're gonna save some seeds for this too. But really, really sweet flower, and it smells really good if you haven't grown them before. See how they're all over here where the pansies and the dusty miller is? Okay, here's another video I'm going to link for you all. Remember our pole beans that I put out? Look how they came up. So what I'm going to do, because I planted 2 per hole, is I always do that for better germination, first of all. But I'm going to go and analyze each one, and we're going to cut back the weakest one. We're going to cut back the weakest one. And the weakest one doesn't always have to be the shorter one. Sometimes it's the taller one. Just look at the plant and analyze it and see it's already growing the little things that we're going to trail it all up here, and then just make the cut at soil level. Okay, so this is another bed that I'm going to have to come in with my slow release fertilizer, but I planted these in fall. This is the ranunculus, and the ranunculus are starting to get bloom, so I'll come in. And then we also have some anemones back here. We also have some in the front, but these are anemones coming up. I should be deadheading, but they are just so pretty. And I really wasn't, y'all know purple and pink are my favorite colors, but look at this red. It is like vivacious. So yeah. Now, I want to say, I don't know what this is, but I remember going in with my seed pack and just trying to make one straight line, which I didn't do a good job. And I said, once they start coming up, I'll thin them out. But I got to go back and look at my notes, because I have no clue what this little patch is. It's some plant, but I don't know what it is. So this is the anemone and ranunculus plant. And we still have our ornamental cabbage that is growing so slowly. In some kind of way, some snapdragons popped up. But y'all, let me tell you, I'm not finna sit up here and lie. I always start like at the beginning of the garden, but it's like I never make my way down here. And so that's why I want to extend, but I need to make sure it's something that I can handle. Now, since the days are getting longer and I can stay out here a little bit longer, that's fine. But I mean, with working and stuff like that, I'm telling y'all, I start off good, but it's like I never make it down here. And this area back here was where we put our hydrangeas, and they are, I'm gonna have to move this back and put down Hollytone by Espoma, which is good for hydrangeas, and get those kicked off, because I can see some little buds that are coming on the hydrangeas. I think those are going to be really, really pretty. So really quick, I just want to go over the front. I still am doing a bunch of work up here, but I just absolutely love these anemones. These are the black and white decaying anemones, and they close at night and they kind of open up during the day. I still need to do just a little bit more deadheading, but I am very pleased with this. And then we have our flowers just starting to bloom. And if you guys remember, I thought that that little cold snap we got would take my geraniums out. But what I did is I went and took off all of the leaves that had been affected by the cold, and I gave it a good dose of fertilizer. Now for these flowers up front, I don't use the organic fertilizer. I do use it's by Proven Winners. It's a water soluble fertilizer. So I gave each one of the geraniums a boost of that. And you guys, this cardboard is from when we had rain for like 2 or 3 days, and it just kept coming down and washed off some of the mulch. But the geraniums are coming back very, very nicely. And you guys know, here is our $5 container right here. Both of them, what I did was I came out here probably like 2 or 3 days ago and just gave them a good deadhead with the pansies. But the Dusty Millers are really, really growing good, and I just love that color contrast with this. Now we got some work in progress, and see, this is why I come out every day, because these blue flowers were not here. But these are the bluebells, I want to say, that we planted. And then our snowdrops. I'll put a better picture because these are starting to get old, y'all, but they were so pretty when they were like in full bloom. I still cannot figure out why I left this space blank. I don't know if I put something down in here. See, that's why you got to write stuff down. Even if I did, I know I didn't write that down. I don't know why I left that blank, but I know that these are like the bluebell flowers, and so they're starting to come out, but they're supposed to have like a shoot that's going up. And so that's why I tell y'all to follow me on Instagram, because once they start coming out, I put more day-to-day pictures up there, and you don't have to wait till like the next month for the garden tour. So I have been letting my dill and chamomile harden off. This is the one where I still got some more in the house. So I'm gonna go ahead and get some of these planted today. And then we also have our lemon balm that's coming back really nice. And so this is part of the plan too, y'all. I have to work on this little garden here because our tulips are done. I'll flash some pictures up there, y'all, but they were so pretty. And yes, I will do it all over again. We have a couple things coming into bloom now. So what I'm gonna do is pick the weeds. And let me tell y'all about weeds. Go ahead and pick them and pull them from the roots, because the ones that have those flowers on there, once that flower drops, you got 1,000 seeds of weeds, and so you're going to be constantly picking. So I just come out here with my hands and I just pull them up from the roots because I want to get them. But this is I want to say this is the pincushion flower right here that's starting to bloom. They're looking really, really nice. And then these are our verbenas from last year that all of a sudden I came out and they were blooming, but I'm gonna have to cut some of them back and let the new growth go, because this is still like last year's growth on there. And so that's why I say cut them back so that they can come back bushier, and then you won't have like this on here. So I'm gonna have to make a sacrifice and do that. Now I came out here a little bit earlier in the morning thinking the sand gnats weren't out, but evidently they don't sleep. Okay, so let me show you a few things that we got going on. So I did another sowing of romaine lettuce, and then I put some beets that are coming, not beets, but radishes that are coming up here, and some oregano over here. But let me tell y'all, it's supposed to be like 90 degrees over the next few days. So this is what I do when the sun gets up. I went to Lowe's and got them to cut me some of this shade cloth right here. So during the height of the day when the sun is like beaming on you, and I'm gonna do it now because it is beaming on me, I put the shade cloth over the lettuce because I was just trying to see if I could get it to grow, because lettuce doesn't do good for us here in the summer after a certain date, maybe a little bit after April, because it gets too hot and they bolt and they go to seed. So I've been putting this shade cloth on here, and then I've put my little lettuce bowl that I started back in February. I put that over here in the corner where it doesn't get that heat. It seems to be doing much better. I was fighting. I had to put down like diatomaceous earth down here because something was eating it. But this is the Asian blend, and yeah, it's ready to be picked off. I still had lettuce. Y'all, I had so much lettuce. Like the other day, the lettuce that was in this one, I pulled all of it, washed it off real good, and I just made like salads with it. And then I still have some that's left over in the fridge. So we'll have plenty of lettuce. And then our pixie grape right here, we went ahead, gave that some garden tone and a little bit of compost on top. So that's looking good. I'm hoping we'll have some grapes this year because last year we did not. And our hibiscus is coming back also. Now let me tell you real quick what my plans are today, y'all, and then I'm ending it. I am ending it today. So today I am going to go ahead. These have been hardening off for the longest. So these are our nasturtiums. I'm going to go ahead and plant them all around the garden. This is the roselle that I got the seeds from Gilliard Farms when I went to the composting class, and every last bit, one of them germinated, and he gave us 2 little small pods, but each pod had like 15 seeds in there. So all of these germinated, and so now I'm looking at myself like, where are you gonna put this? Where are you gonna put this? Because these get a little bit big, but they make good tea with it. And so also today, what I want to do is where you saw the pole beans at, I'm going to put this corn up. We're going to put that by the pole beans, and I'm also going to direct sow some bush beans. And then in our little containers right here, we have zucchini, squash, watermelon, and cantaloupe, and maybe a couple peppers that I missed out on. So we got a busy day. Oh, y'all, and real quick, our blackberries are starting to wake up as well. I put berry tone on those. So you see the flowers are coming back. These are some of the old flowers. But I'm just gonna play this by ear because last year from the package, they was like, you don't have to prune it unless you know that it's dead, or unless you know it's dead, but you don't have to do a lot of pruning with these. So we got 2, one right here and one over there that are definitely waking back up. So as always, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I hope you share this video with your family and your friends. And if you are not a subscriber, we will absolutely love to have you as one. So make sure you tap the bell so that you can receive notification each and every time we upload a new video. Again, thank you all so much for watching, and until the next video, bye-bye.